السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ إن شاء الله طيبين. أكمل لعبة جريمة في قطار الشرق السريع، رواية أغاثا كريستي من استديو مايكرويد. آخر مرة انقتل في شخصية انقتلت. ما أدري والله اللعبة كم شخصية راح تنقتل، هل واحد أو أكثر، بس في شخصية انقتلت، بزنس مان، وأنا قاعد أحقق في الجريمة هذه. من الأشياء اللي اللي المفروض لازم أسويها إني أستجوب، أو الظاهر اسمها استجواب، أستجوب جارته في القطار، أفتش غرفتها وأشوف. نيويورك تايمز يقول لك شخصية هيركل بارت اللي هي الرئيسية في روايات أغاثا كريستي ظهرت على غلاف نيويورك تايمز في 1975. Population Curtain the last case the first time fictional received. كان يقول أول مرة شخصية خيالية يعطوها اهتمام إنه يحطوها على نيويورك تايمز. هم خلال اللودينج يعطوك معلومات عن أغاثا وشخصياتها.
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express.
هذول الشنب زي الكوليكشن، أو زي يمكن يعطوك نقاط ويمديك تزيحها.
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side.
تقدر تروح على
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment.
مستر راتشت من خلال هنا.
The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
لا في شيء. اوكي. بس لا ما يصير. بس ما أقدر أسوي أي شيء. هل يمكن أسألها؟ لأن ما اختفت، هذا بما أنها ما اختفت في شيء. أنا أكلمها last night.
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. "Come in," I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened. And he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
Connecting door.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, Not a chance, lady. You're too old. It shocked her.
Allah قليل هذا.
She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl. She didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet.
It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
لازم أروح أكلمها هذه. Embroidered hand. أوكي. يسألها عن المنديل هذا.
Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
A smoker.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
The
I
button.
found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to
Train employee, passenger.
a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course, the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. I've not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind,
لسه يقول ما خلص.
See if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door.
في شيء تسويه.
This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. This hook is...
ما أشوف فيها شيء هذا جليتش. كأنه في جليتش مو طبيعي. طيب اوكي. لا يكون لازم اكلمها اول. اخذها سألها يمكن. طيب ليش ما اخذها من شوية؟ Should have a list of passengers. Character inventory. Oh, يحط الشنطة هنا.
Very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
خلصنا الحين. Mind map. اوكي هذه. اوكي باقي حاجة واحدة. في حاجة واحدة بس ما شفتها.
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this.
اوه هنا.
Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
بس انه هو يبين يعني which of these sentences contains انه هي المفروض تقدر تشوفها. هذا ما يتبع backwards hanging in the hole. اتوقع هذا.
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
Latch visible.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door.
أيوة هذه هي.
The bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You'll excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her.
Okay, confront, okay.
Thank you for your assistance, madame.
اوكي خلصنا من اوكي هالاشياء دي خلصناها. سيرش. اوكي انتهينا. هل تروح إلى غرفة 103 أو 203؟ تكلم المفروض في أحد هنا. تكلم هذا. أو كده كيلر. نسيت كيف أطلع الأوبجيكتيف أو الشيء اللي المفروض إنك تسويه. مية واثنين. أوكي أنا في كم 200؟
The mustache comb to tame unruly nuts. The mustache comb.
خلنا نشوف في شيء أن أبحث يبغالي اروح 103 و102. طيب هذه كم اللي أنا فيها؟ لا خلنا نروح 102 و103. أتوقع هذا لازم أكلمه.
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you.
أوكي هو قال from صار كنديان. عمره فالت.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
سويسري. هو قال اسم مدينة بس ما أدري وش.
No, not good. This is wrong.
عفا.
But I'm never far from the truth.
أكيد العمر.
I must admit I'm not right this time. I do not think that's the right answer.
فرنسي.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
فالت.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
كنترولر.
This is wrong. But I'm... No, not good.
كنترولر.
That was easy.
List of
Can you
passengers.
provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
أريد 101. أنا أحتاج 103. في بعض الغرف فيها 2. أوكي.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
Presence at 1:50.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
What is the last...
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
We left at
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
I found a...
No.
ك- reconstitute. اوف نسيت والله ايش قال. خلني اسأله مرة ثانية.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events
أيوة.
of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed.
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
اتوقع هذه هي أو هذا.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English...
هذه هي الأحداث.
At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
طيب أول شيء كان جالس قال أنت لا هذه آخر واحدة. When stuck by snow. The train is stuck by snow. Okay. أنا متأكد هو الحل موجود في.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke?
No. Tobacco?
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came in. She thought then he had spent at 2
ساعة واحدة راح تكلم عشان السنو. لا هي هذا. هذا أجل تكون هنا. مستر مايكل ليف فور
What is the last station where we
Slinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
12 10 ايه هذا midnight. هذه آخر واحدة. هي أكيد هنا. شنو أتوقع هنا؟
I must admit I'm not right this time.
أيوة.
Et voilà.
The killer avoided Mr. Michael. How the killer avoid?
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen. That was easy.
Pushing it out to draw your own cooker. لا خلنا يعني نحقق أكثر. في شكل هذيك احتمال تكون هبارت اسمها.
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian. Snow is no stranger to me.
Ah, the accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov?
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists. When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can.
طيب
Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great strength to remain calm at a time like this.
I know one far, far stronger than I.
And that is?
Well, that old lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr.
Poirot.
Mr. Poirot.
storage. مكتوب هنا. وش طباخين. ما اقدر اروح للكلاس الثاني هذا. اوه الكلاس الثاني هنا. لا نفسه، او يمكن قدام. اوه الكلاس يمكن السكند. ايوه السكند كلاس. انا رحت هذيك الجهة. تحتاج غرفة 102 103. خلينا نشوف 103.
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you.
Okay.
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. This old scale will do the job.
كاس الكلوف 7 ملي.
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
هذا شكله ثقل شيء. شو الأزرق أثقل. أثقل شيء الأزرق. الأزرق أثقل شيء. وأتوقع الأحمر المركز الثاني. لا والله الأصفر أثقل. الأصفر هو في المركز الثاني. اوكي نشوف الأحمر الأسود. الأحمر في المركز الثالث. أخف شيء الأخضر. يمكن بالعكس. اوكي احمر اصفر ازرق. طيب رتبتهم. أجل الكلوب هو
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
لايتست الأخضر. أوه هذا أحمر. أحمر أزرق. أوكي هذا اللي أنا غلط فيه. الأخضر أثقل من الأسود. أحمر أزرق أصفر. هو الأصفر أحس كل شوي يغير. أثقل شيء الأزرق وبعده الأصفر وبعده الأخضر. خربط هذا.
Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
من الأخف إلى الأثقل هذاك. أخف 1 5 2 بعدين 5 له هو الأحمر يعني.
Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy. Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain.
وبسرعة تعافى.
I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
Okay, he is valet. He is شكله 39 American.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. At what hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchet?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
Okay, so this contain a lie. When he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to play. ايه هذه؟
I have no way to prove he's lying.
مش هذه؟
Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
السنتين هم نفس الشيء.
How can you say that?
We heard Monsieur Ratchet call out during the night around 20 to 1. It's doubtful he called out after he took the sleeping pills, but it's possible he took them later.
He asked me to make his drink for him. Maybe he drank it later.
That's true, but it doesn't explain why Ratchet would want to take sleeping pills later that night. He received threatening letters, one, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
اوكي. خلصنا هذا. هذا اتوقع في 102. هذا.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name, and he left the United States to run away from something, or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters, threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vinkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you. I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot. I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course, here it is.
Time to die.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
Shadek to elements interest from encounter with Mr. Michael and Dave. Spoken of pressure in the night.
This is wrong. But I'm never far from the truth. I must admit I'm not right this time.
اي هذا فرنسي صح. conclude.
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m. That's the right answer.
Ratchet takes Sleeping Bill, the murderer, enters Ratchet's room, kills him with a gun and hides under the pillow. He disguises the crime as a crime of passion with a knife. He waits for Mr. Michael to take a break.
I do not think that's the right answer.
في كذا فرضية. Ratchet takes Sleeping Bill, the murderer, enters the room, him with a knife. He calls Mr. Michael to make believe he's alive. He opens the window to escape. He waits for Mr. to take. هذه هي.
Voilà.
يعني السلاح والطعن. هنا في فرضية ثانية.
According to the information I have, this is a solid choice. This direction looks promising. This appears to be a good lead. Very well, I choose to go this way.
ما أعرف فائدتها.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room, and killed him. Then He walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
اوكي يمكن المجرم منخش هناك.
I use my master key.
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
هذه هي القاتلة. القاتل في محطة آخر محطة وقف فيها دخل متنكر بلباس الكنترولر اللي هو هذا المستر نفس لباس مستر مايكل وقتل الضحية. بعدين صارت حادثة الثلج ومخطط انه يغادر المحطة الثانية. الظاهر ظل متخبي هنا بس كيف انقتل ما ادري.
It reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105.
لازم نفتشها.
Miss, can you hear me?
لا مغمى عليها.
She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly. This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her...
أو يمكن القاتل الحقيقي يعني خدرها عشان
We will concentrate on
يظهر لهم إنه هي القاتل.
lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
كيف فتش غرفتها؟ في شيء هنا.
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom.
منوم يعني. في شيء هنا. وش باسورد؟ كيف أعرفها؟ يمكن من بطاقتها. أنا أخذت بطاقتها. الانفنتوري. أيوة البطاقة. ما أقدر أشيك عليها. يمكن في الشنطة هنا. يمكن في الشنطة تلقى شيء. شوف زرار ناقص.
and a wagon-ly conductor's jacket, and a button.
أجل هي اللي دخلت متنكرة على أنها كنترولر. في شيء المشكلة.
A briefcase and a
ما في أي كلو. أوه لحظة، كان في بعض الأرقام إذا يا مضروب، اللعبة مضروبة ترى. شوف طلع صوت قوي هنا. يمكن هذه طريقة فتحها. ثمانية ستة ثمانية ستة.
Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now. So, Poirot, any luck so far? We really need to find the combination. But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. Have you tried 0000?
أو يعطيك خير.
Of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? We really need to find the combination. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now.
book. Silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right.
خرب علي وش السمع.
I will not utter another word. Not one.
Book, there will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
مزعج هالدب هذا. كاثنين. 4. ما انفتح. انفتح. صح، هذه الفكرة، تشوف الصوت يعني.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train? Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly.
هذه بنتها.
The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet. Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
الشرطية.
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American?
ولاية ماساتشوستس.
Oh.
واو.
Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
نقول له يعني من إزعاجك صحت.
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke.
ماساتشوستس.
I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
صعبة هالولاية هذه.
Credentials.
ماساتشوستس.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
بس هذه الولاية ماساتشوستس فيها معهد قوي اللي هو MIT، اللي يعني يتخرجوا فيه أكثر الناس المبدعين في التقنية، يعني الأشياء اللي فيها تقنية وصناعة، مع أنه معهد بس مرة قوي هذا في ماساتشوستس هذه الولاية. حتى في ناس كبار يعني رؤساء، ما أدري، أتوقع هذا صاحب شركة أبل، أتوقع يمكن متخرج منه.
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
لا يكون من لعب بها فلاش باك.
A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains. The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and...
يعني هي مكلفة بمهمة تراقب هذا الشخص.
The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could...
في شخص خطف البنت هذا.
The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid. How could the child be taken with so many people in the house? I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they realized Daisy was gone. How are they going to feel when they realize I have no answers for them? Only more questions. That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition. So my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
تاخذ أقوالها.
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
I've earned a gold mustache. What a dear child. Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough.
أروح أكلم أمها يعني.
Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your...
حامل.
May I talk to you? When is your baby due? Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
مسكينة حالة نفسية هذا.
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
The poor woman. I can't imagine how she feels. And another baby on the way. I want to help, but I'm here to take the nanny's statement, and there are no words I can think of to ease Sonia's pain. A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car.
Select items in the file which can come forth.
Everything looks okay here. Nothing shocks me here. That is a great detective job.
Oh. Show photo.
Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it. Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
May I come back? If I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
آخر باب كنت أقصد هذا. طول الدرعم
Are
عليهم.
you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a
مربيات.
detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the ransom note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
طبعا هي تقول لهم
I
إنهم
have Suzanne's statement, but her answers need some checking.
بس هي تقول لهم إن الكمبيوتر تعطل، جاية تاخذ أقوالهم مرة ثانية.
Leon! A toy train. Leon!
ده كم ساعة هوستد بارتي اوكي، يعني تقارن أقوالها. 10:30 check in her room.
Nothing shocks me here. This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me. Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return.
اوكي.
One for the good guy.
يعني الخدامة أو المربية تكذب. says she left Daisy alone 5 minutes، قالت عشان ترى راحت تتصل بأمها مريضة. بس الأم تقول لا. He stays with Daisy for a while and Mrs. didn't return. Diverge regarding the amount of time. في تعارض في المدة بين أقوال السيدتين. ماذا أرجع أكلم هذيك؟
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night. when Daisy is asleep, I went back downstairs.
Tell me about this.
But I went back.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell don't match.
اوكي نشوف. Wasn't good.
Everything looks okay here. Nothing shocks me here. Everything looks okay here. Nothing shocks me. That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
صح هذه قالت 5 دقائق وهذه تقول 10 دقائق وجلست ولا رجعت. قدامنا تكذب يعني. حلوة الحركة ذي تتنقل ما بينهم ترجع لهذيك بس تقول انها جلست 10 تلعب ما بينهم تقول انها جلست 10 دقائق وانت تقولي 5 دقائق درنا بينكم.
If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Confrontation, okay. The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her detective story to try and put her to sleep. He fell asleep. I was reading her.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
Mr. Obsessed is telling me.
What you're telling me doesn't really agree with what Mrs. Armstrong says.
Mrs. Armstrong must have looked in right after I'd left.
That's how it could have happened. But the timing of the kidnapping had to be so precise. How could it be? I need to find something more concrete.
The phone record.
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer.
نص ساعة يا
I
الظالمة.
was extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why? I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me.
كانت تتنقل ما بينهم. أنا في شيء جديد طلع. Call Miss to check her alibi. أخذ رقمها يمكن من هنا. Call Miss مارو. أتوقع يمديك تاخذ من يبغالك يعني تطلع الملف وتطلع رقمها منه.
I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week, but the hospital said she's been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma.
اوف هذه بعد شو اسمه امها يقول الدكاترة في غيبوبة من 2 شهر هذه مشاكلها تكذب. لكن الأستاذ فرانك إيفنز and the correct order the kidnapper take Daisy. The kidnapper takes Daisy, the kidnapper places ladder and أكيد هذا هنا. لحظة. Climb the stairs. لا. Through the front door. أنا أخذها.
I don't need Mr. Poirot to tell me I'm wrong.
يمكن يكون مشكلة هنا.
No, this isn't it. Think! No, Joanna. That doesn't track.
I consider the film even in the correct. Take Daisy. First.
No, I did something wrong.
Places. أول شيء هو حط بعدين أيوة كذا كيف يدخل بالدرج.
That's it. No rookie mistake there. The kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party, just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes.
كيف تشيك على رقم المستشفى؟ ميستري.
I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me. I should see if the Armstrongs can
يبغالك تتصل.
The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. Do you know where I can... Do you know where I...
She's...
Tell me about the night, especially...
Apart, Suzanne, but there I went back.
I spoke with Suzanne. That's what...
Yes.
Suzanne?
ما أعرف كيف أفتح اللي هو الملف مرة ثانية. تشيك فاكت يمكن من هنا. اكسبكت من هنا بالاكس. هذا اللي ابغى اسويه من الصبح. رقم المستشفى. هذا شكل هالارقام. جون سوزان سونيا مسترون جون مسترون سونيا. اثنين 41. خلنا نشوف. ايه هذا هو.
That is a great detective job.
إذا قال لها غيبوبة يعني.
The number you have called is not in service at this time. Please hang up and dial again, or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital?
المفروض انه رقم مستشفى.
I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me.
شوف الكلمة هذا.
How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from Daisy's. She seldom leaves it.
Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise, no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to leave her hometown, Lyon, because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital in Boston for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
اوكي وين هي قاعدة تكذب. I didn't pay attention, it was on the phone longer than I said.
I don't see anything that proves she's lying. Come on, Joanna. You can do better. Are you sure you called your mother?
Yes, every night since she was admitted in December.
Coma.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her.
اعترفت.
With my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
البوي فريند حقها اسمه نوح.
I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's somehow connected to Daisy's disappearance. That he was just using me somehow. But I swear I talked to him.
لا يكون حبيبها هو الخاطف.
30 minutes that night.
شكله نوح هو
He
الخاطف.
could have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my God. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done, but what you do now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy, no more lies. Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl. I am on this case now, whether my captain wants me to be or not.
رومانس. كتاب طبخ. فارس. هذه القصة اللي قرأتها لها في ليلة الاختطاف.
A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets.
كتاب مقفل. نوار. لاروجي تيلي نوار. The Princess de Civis. And
A card from the florist.
هذا أكيد من عند نوح.
Huh. What's in the glass case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses.
ما في شيء غريب.
I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks. Small jewelry box. By the size, I'm guessing earrings. Why put a key in a jewelry box?
أوه أجل هذا المفتاح حق هذا كتاب.
An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key.
اوكي خلينا نفتحها.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
مو حقه يعني. والله فكرت حقه. خلينا نشوف الأشياء اللي انفتحت. تشيك عن هدف مسز مورو بوي فريند. له نوح. تحتاج معلومات عن نوح. شوف لحظة في أشياء.
Can you tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while.
الشوفير حقهم.
Someone else she'd met recently, but
سواق.
I don't recall his name.
شو اسمه الرجال أكيد يعرف. اسمه
Any idea what this small key unlocks?
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it in case someone lost it.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
كذابة. البويفرند حقها.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person, although
يعني مو الشوفير.
I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
لحظة في أشياء هنا.
Their fairy tale became a nightmare. Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
اوكي شوف ايش هذا. Her boyfriend, I know she was out I saw a man in 4x4. ادور شيء هنا برقت.
Nothing shocks me here. Nothing shocks me here.
هنا.
These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4. The detective gets it right.
ايش اطلع برا يعني؟ يمديك تطلع. شيك على التواير. لا ما اعتقد. مديها تمشي. لا والله ما يمديها. اسحب عليهم. طيب نشوف في شيء. ايش خلصنا من هذا؟ طيب ايش نسوي يعني؟ بس اوه باقي معلومة واحدة.
A gold mustache. Thank you very much. A toy.
غريب المفتاح ما يزبط.
That doesn't work.
يبغالي اعرف المفتاح حق ايش. أو إنك تطلع برا صدق.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
كأنك تطلع برا زي ما فكرت في البداية، ما شفت شيء.
Any idea what this...
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it.
Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough. Leon.
والله ما في شيء تسويه. كابين.
Know anything about
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had, since Daisy...
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Tell me about your boyfriend.
My boyfriend? He doesn't have anything to...
Please.
His name is... No...
لا كل شيء تسوي في السيارة.
A topographical map. Often more... The crime was audacious. The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could
And Dawood's near the...
enter the room without being seen. The crime was audacious. The crime was audacious. How could the crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid. I can't imagine the pain her parents. That's why I'm here. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
ما في شيء هنا. أو مثلا شيء تسويه في يمديك المفتاح يمكن تسوي فيه شيء. أيوه. أتوقع شيء تسويه في المفتاح.
A toy train.
تقلبه.
That doesn't work.
ترى تسوي شيء في المفتاح.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
أوه الشكل بالمقلوب.
Okay, Suzanne. Let's see what you haven't told me.
بس فكرة ذكية منهم. المشكلة في المفتاح نفسه. والله ما انتبهت وادور عن تاير على حالة.
I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything about this, Noah. It's clear when he disappeared that she realized something was very wrong. I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything about this, Noah. It's clear when he disappeared that she realized.
مو واضح الكلام صراحة. الحين اروح اواجهها. واو حركة المفتاح والله نادرة. ما يخطر على احد انه يعني شيء ينفتح بالمقلوب. لازم احط لك الغاز تعطلك شوي.
Tread marks of a four-wheel drive vehicle were found outside the garden on the night of the kidnapping. Noah drives one, doesn't he? Where is he, Suzanne? If you know anything more about him, you have to tell me.
I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious. We went out to eat, to the movies. Just like a normal couple. He's not the only man in the Berkshires who drives that kind of car.
Which of these sentences contain lie? I know what you are thinking, but it is impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious.
Come on, Joanna. You can do better. It says detective on your badge. Prove she's lying. You really didn't notice anything strange about Noah until he vanished?
He could get moody at times, as if he had a lot on his mind.
You mentioned the Blue Lagoon. Why?
I don't know. I never thought about it. I guess he liked the place.
That makes sense. In your diary, you say that Noah took you to a cabin in the mountains on Valentine's Day.
You read my diary?
I'm sorry, but we have to find Daisy. We both want that. So yes, I looked in your diary.
You're right. He took me to a cabin in the woods. I waited for him in the car. He came out after a few minutes. He was very sweet and apologetic, but he never explained. We went back to the restaurant for dessert.
Did you ever go back to the cabin with him?
No, never.
So what made Noah drive all the way to a cabin in the middle of nowhere? He left her in the car. Why was he there? This is important. I know it is. I can use Suzanne's directions to the cabin and compare them to the map of the area I have in my car.
طيب يعني اروح لخريطة السيارة. Find the location. Even though it can be looked on. يلا بينا.
Thanks to the information Suzanne gave me, I should be able to find the cabin on this map.
I don't really remember the road, but I know that we left town, crossed 2 bridges, some thick woods, passed one field on the left, just a tree and more tree. Finally we stood outside of it. هنا يقول لك rural area. We left town, then crossed 2 bridges. مو واضح والله 2 bridges ها. هنا يقول لك وش البريدجز وش. body water.
Can't be the right place.
اوكي يعني هذا المفروض التاون. Two bridges.
Doesn't really match.
صراحة مش واضح وين البريدجز وين. Forest and Park.
Probably not here. That doesn't really match. Probably not. That can't be the right place. Probably not here. That can't.
وبس.
Doesn't. That can't be the. That doesn't really match. Probably not here. That doesn't really. Probably not here.
Oh, هنا.
That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match.
أو هنا.
Probably not here. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match. That can't be the right place.
Some thick woods. أيوة هذه هي.
Probably not here. That can't be the right place. Probably not. That doesn't really. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match. Probably not here. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really. Probably not. That can't be the. That doesn't really. Probably not. That does. Probably. That can't be. That doesn't really match.
أنا قلت هذا يمكن البرج الأول، هذا البرج الثاني. Cornfield in the left.
That can't be the right place. Probably not here.
طيب أخذوا هالطريق مثلا. فهذا البرج الأول وهذا الثاني.
That doesn't really match. Probably not here. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match. Probably not here. That can't be the. Probably not here. That doesn't really match. That can't be the right. Probably not. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match.
يمكن هنا.
That can't be the right place. That doesn't really. Probably not here. That doesn't. That can't be the right place. Probably not here. That can't be the right place. Probably not here. That doesn't really match. Probably not here. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match. Probably not here. That can't be the right place. That doesn't really match. That can't. Probably not here. That doesn't really match. That can't be the right place.
مو واضحة خريطتهم.
That doesn't really matter. Probably not here. That can't be the right place. Probably that doesn't really match. Probably that can't be the right place. That can't be the. Probably not here. That doesn't really match. I've got it. The cabin has.
هذا
I have.
خريطة معفنة. والله وسخ لغز في اللعبة. بعدين مش واضح. مالك لا تضغط عليها كلها. والله طويلة قصتها. أنا فكرت فلاش باك بسيط بس والله حركة حلوة إنهم خلين يعني هي قضية بس يعني مرتبطة بقضايا ثانية. قتل بعدين واحد يهددوه بعدين قضية بنت مختطفة.
Okay, here is this famous cabin.
وصارت ألون إن دارك.
Let's investigate.
والله حلو بس هو اللعبة أغاثا كريستي يعني يشكلوا فيها. خلص كانها ألون دارك صارت.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Nobody. I can't just waltz in without a warrant.
Hello?
أنا أشوف بس وش اللي علي أسوي. أبحث عنه وأكمل فيما بعد لأني طولت صراحة. لعبة ممتعة صراحة. أحب الألعاب الهادية الريلاكس. قضية شكلها رهيبة. اللعبة دي من ألعاب أغاثا كريستي فيها تنويع صراحة. يمكن أول لعبة إن تلعب بشخصية ثانية. خلني أوقف هنا